So for today's video, we're going to be looking at Uberliss, I'm not really sure, in the color Madame Mahogany. I have my swatches labeled 1 through 12, but that is not synonymous with hair levels. I'll be doing close-ups and pictures at the end, so the numbers are just to help us keep track throughout. 1 is green, 2 is gray, 3 is a natural red, 4 is black, and then from 4 to 11, we have a range that goes to platinum blonde. And then number 12 is kind of like a toned version of number 11. So these are human hair, but they are not all virgin hair. The only one that is going to be the number 4 black swatch. Otherwise, the rest have been chemically treated before. I'll be taking the dye directly from the container, and I'll be putting it at the top of each swatch. And then some people do like to dilute their dyes, so I'll be doing a diluted version at the bottom of each swatch. Please just keep in mind everyone's hair is different, so everyone's hair will take dye differently. So please just use my video as a reference as to how it could turn out on your hair. It's always a good idea to do as much research as possible, especially if you're dyeing your hair yourself. For the diluted section, we're going to be doing a 4-to-1 ratio, so that is 4 parts of diluter to 1 part dye. If you're not really sure what diluter is, the short answer is that it lightens the color of the dye, and just for reference, I always just use a plain white conditioner for diluting. I'm going to let these sit for about 3 hours. Once they are rinsed out and dried, I will meet you back here and we can do some comparisons. This is a relatively darker dye, and I would say it's pretty pigmented too, because I do see a slight difference on the number 5 swatch. Hopefully when we do the up close before and afters, we can see a difference too, since it'll be natural lighting. I haven't seen anyone with this in their hair, which is why I felt tempted to do it. And I think the intention for this color was it wasn't too warm and it wasn't too cool either, because I think they have both warmer and cooler. I did do Copper Fusion, which some people were saying that it's too cool toned for them, but to me it kind of just had almost a natural look to it. I'll probably show that in a little bit. I think the one that it looks the most cool tone on was the number 2 gray swatch. To me it looks the most, I don't know how I would imagine Mahogany looks on the number 2 swatch. I feel like the rest of these are very red in undertone, which is not bad, but if you're expecting it to look like this, you probably have to tone your hair to a gray first. The green swatch still has a very slight red look to it, but it almost looks more like a brownish red. And then I would say it looks best from number 9 and upwards. Number 7 and 8 look good, in my opinion, but I feel like it starts to come into more of like a full effect on number 9 and onward. But on my swatches, it definitely did dye. So since I did mention the copper fusion that I did, I wanted to just compare that really quickly. I'm just gonna compare the platinum blonde swatch. So this would be comparable to number 11. I don't know, I'll put it here. So you can see, especially on the bottom, how much warmer it is in comparison. And the direct eye portion isn't quite as dark either. And like, I know natural red hair doesn't look like this, but to me it does pull a little bit more natural looking, especially in comparison to the Madame Mahogany. For the next comparison I wanted to do was Arctic Fox's Ginger Spice Mix. I'll have the video linked below if you're unsure what that is. This is comparable to number 12. This is comparable to number 11, 10, and number 9. So I know that most people, when they try to do like a more natural orangey red for Arctic Fox, they'll do Sunset Orange mixed with Cosmic Sunshine, and usually that still pulls a little bit too orange. In my opinion, this one pulled a little bit more red. Diluted, it doesn't look quite as red. And I haven't done the Sunset Orange Cosmic Sunshine mix yet, but from what I've seen, like I said, this one pulls a little bit more red, so I did just want to compare that to this color just to see how similar it is. But if you ask me, they're kind of on different ends of the spectrum in terms of how reds can look. I feel like compared to the Ginger Spice mix, the Uberliss definitely looks even more cool toned. The next comparison I wanted to do is going to be the most cool tone, almost red that I have, and that's Lunar Tides in the color Cran Baby. This is comparable to number 12, number 11, number 10, and number 9. So I wanted to compare this one, especially after the last one, so that you can see just how red the Madame Mahogany still pulls. I would say the direct eye portion, they do look a lot more similar, probably partially because of how dark they both are. But as you dilute it, you can see the Cran Baby has a lot more of that cool tone pinky look versus Madame Mahogany still has a bit of the warmth to it. I would almost say that the Madame Mahogany is kind of a mix between the Ginger Spice mix and Cran Baby. Like if they had a baby together, it would kind of look like the Uberliss, I assume. So far I haven't done any quite like the Madame Mahogany, where it's not super cool toned, but it's not super warm toned, kind of like that perfect in-between color. But if I do, of course, I will compare them in the future. Now I want to get into the before and after clips. Everything past this point will be done in natural lighting, and I'm sure, as you know, replicating the exact same environment with natural lighting can be very difficult, so if anything looks slightly different, that's probably why. I hope this video helped. If you have a request, I do have a link below to a Google form you can fill out. Just remember, I only do dyes that are not tested on animals. I do have my swatches linked below as well, if you wanted to buy them, I guess. Thank you to my patrons, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.